if you can locate the Decepticons.
Just turn me loose, Prime. I'll sniff them out.
I'm going to. I'm gonna boot some Decepticon right in his turbocharger.
Easy, Cliff Jumper. Just find them. We'll deal with them later.
Ragin Red.
What's up, Step? We are live from the Monk Show. The return of the Monk Show.
Yes. What's up? I was trying to get in, get on here, and then the broadcast stopped.
Y'all love YouTube.
Pretty good, like you said. I mean, I see you on Facebook every once in a while. I see something posts and I like it on Facebook every once in a while. I don't heard from you in a while now. Broadcast tonight, too.
And for those who are wondering, that would be GTW Remix. This is gonna be a great night. Part of CCM weekend. And this is the one time that we will talk through the intro of the show. Yes, because why? Because we're the CCM Godfathers, the co-founders, and we can get away with this stuff. So as everybody's watching the intro, you will hear us during the intro tonight. One time only. One time only. And folks, without further ado, welcome to the return of the Monk Show, Season 3, season premiere. Today is a day of nostalgia. You could call this Throwback Saturday. You could call this the beginning. You could call this anything you want, but I like to call it home. Alongside with me tonight, I have special guests, GZW, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Rick Blaze, also known to you good fans as Richard Blazington. Say what up, Rick.
What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
And we will be watching and participating in the Blazington Files later tonight, part of CCM Weekend. And right now, without further ado, as I said earlier in the kickoff show, I would like to introduce another co-founder of the CCM, a man who is no stranger to coining, a bona fide ass kicker, a trusted friend and comrade amongst us, really great dude. You know, it's not much I can't say about this man. You know, he's one of the reasons why I'm here doing what I do with y'all. He helped started this baby, and it's none other than Dr. Ragin Red Neck, Ray Gettys. How are you doing today, bro? How are you?
I'm good, Monk. I'm good. It's good to be here, man. Good to be here.
Yes. So let me ask you a quick question. Earlier on behind the scenes before we got in, there's been this ongoing controversy alongside our good brother, James Mack. James Mack, HOH is James Mack. As this is going on, what are your thoughts on the situation? Who do you think attacked James Mack, in your opinion?
I don't know. He's dressed like a ninja, though.
Yeah. Any ideas? Anybody you could think of that may be behind that? Right now, it seems like it could be anybody. There's some speculation that a possible Titan sighting might be in effect. You know, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this. So, you know, any help you can provide would be greatly appreciated. But with that also into play, tell the fans what's new with the Ragin Red Neck himself. What are the new steps towards the future have you taken on this path?
Well, as I said in the kickoff the other day, Kurt Angle, the real Kurt Angle, got a promo on me. It's for a show for XPW. I cut one back, and we're gonna have a show. He's gonna have a show, a program put together for that. A guy named Con that he goes by. So I'm looking forward to that. I got that news, and I saw Kurt Angle put a promo on me. It made my day. You know, it's not, you don't see that too often in CAW at all. So that's one of the big things that's going on right now. I've got the Call of Honor, COH, the World Heavyweight Champion there. Currently feuding with this guy named Caleb Blair, who's really good. One of the things, you got CCL going on, which is CAW Champions League, AWF, American Wrestling Federation, ECW, El Dorado Championship Wrestling, CWS, CAW Wrestling Society. I'm in all of those. And they're all great shows, and you know, if you get a chance, by all means, look them up on YouTube, watch them. You'll be pleasantly surprised.
Definitely, I'll definitely partake on viewing those threads mentioned. Let me take you back to the past for a minute. Tell me, how did it feel being owner of GSF? How did that experience propel you to where you are now?
How did it feel? Oh, I loved being the owner of GSF, and I had a good group of guys that we did that with, and as I said, did an interview here just a few days ago, and said all of them have come in to CAW now and have come in on the YouTube, you know, and they're doing well, and I'm glad to see that. Glad to see
cool.
that.
I want to make a quick shout out to my apologies. I want to give a quick shout out to Phoenix Fury and GZW Global Zone Wrestling on the text board. Shout out to you. My apologies for cutting you off. As you were saying, please continue. I just wanted to shout them out real fast.
That's no problem, man. No problem. Yeah, you asked me about GSF and about how I love doing that show. It was great. Couldn't ask for better guys to work with on that show. We tried our best to, you know, to do a good show, to play our characters well. And that's what, you know, we did.
That's true. That is so true. The Monk has been part of GSF as well, so I remember my times there. They were pretty good. It was a cool show. One of many shows on the Community Creations at the time when Story Designer was present. It was the best thing going. It was one of the best things going. Good times.
When GSF finally shut down, you know, I moved on to CAW Champions League, which is CCL, and brought a bunch of the fans that were GSF fans with me. And I was, you know, that felt good to do that. Bring them with me along, that they thought enough of my show and my character to come with me. So, which is great.
That's cool. That's cool. By any chance, maybe would the fans be able to see maybe a possible GSF one night only affair by any chance?
Yeah, and I've thought about that, and my friend Rob told me I needed to do that at some point too. The Big Robowski, you know, Big Rob.
Of course. One half of Big Money.
One
shout out,
Big Money. Yes,
shout out to Big Money.
He told me we needed to get together and do that sometime. Hey, I got to have some kind of recording device for that in order to do it.
Okay.
Because if I did it, I'd want to do it. Like I told you, like I said on that other interview, I don't do things half-assed.
That's
So
right.
if I did, I want to have something where we could have all our voices recorded on it.
Okay,
Too, so.
okay. Well, I look forward to seeing that GSF special. Please keep me posted on the developments. I want to make a few announcements before I continue. Later tonight, as stated earlier by Mr. Blazington himself, GZW Remix will be airing later tonight, as well as due to yesterday's technical difficulties in the SPW house show in the main event, where said controller went to the no light of death and we could not get ourselves a winner. Shortly after the Monk show, that 10-man battle royal for the SPW X Division Championship will be televised. We will have a winner. So those who were there yesterday, stay tuned. We will have that match following the Monk show. Ray, I remembered not too long ago, I caught an interview that you did on the Smoke Room. And shout out to Smoke Out Wrestling. And I was quite impressed with a point that you had touched about. And that point was egos and coring. And that whole segment there, I was like, that's exactly what we doing now. That's exactly what we're trying to put out there. That's exactly how we're doing it. So for the Monk Show fans, for the CCM fans, would you care to reiterate on that statement that you have made then? Because I feel like it's a very important message that needs to come across.
Yeah, we talked about egos. And if I look around CW, and I've been in quite a few shows and know quite a few people from it now, and there's a lot of egos in CW, a lot of people with egos, and no need for that. All right, none whatsoever, because we're not getting paid a dime for this. Okay, it shouldn't be about, okay, I think I'm better than this person here. It should be about trying to help one another to make the product better. You go onto a CW show, and you want that product to be the best it can be. You want your character to be the best it can be. But you only achieve that by helping each other, giving criticism. But I don't mean bad criticism. I mean criticism to help somebody. Give them criticism, you give them criticism about the show, you give them whatever, and it helps. There's no place for an ego thinking you're better than somebody in CW. It shouldn't happen. It's all right if it's in character to think you're better than that person. But out of character, you shouldn't have that big ego. Oh man, I'm better than him. No, it don't work like that. It shouldn't work like that. It does work like that, but it shouldn't work like that.
Yeah, because I'm like this. We all, outside of here, we have our individual lives. And, our individual lives could be whatever they be. You had touched base also that this is like a hobby. So why shouldn't it be fun all the time? All the time. It's supposed to be fun all the time. And I feel like when egos do like cross, I guess, that line between character and personalization, a lot of times, sometimes people fall off the loop. Sometimes people, get into it. Sometimes, a lot of people believe when you create something, you work on something, a lot of people do put their all into it. They put their heart and soul into it. And I think sometimes, for some, it do take over. Sometimes it does carry over, usually in good ways, sometimes in bad. And a lot of times those bad things are unnecessary things that make it hard for you to enjoy it. Like, for instance, like 2K17, for instance. Like, now here's a game that has the potential to be something better than what it is. The numerous patches, the numerous glitches, the numerous collision issues and stuff like that. Certain things,
online issues, big time.
Oh, and the online issues. Well, to boot with it, I mean, this game seems to be a pretty much a train wreck. But yet,
Yeah.
you know, and everybody that does a broadcast like this, whether it's on doing a wrestling match, doing anything pertaining to this game, we are the ones who make the most of it. We do these shows, we entertain people, we're trying to just have fun, we're doing it. And sometimes during that point, some people don't get a chance. As you said before, unless you're getting paid for it, then what the fuck? Have fun with it. And I feel like,
if you get paid for it, I mean,
yeah, that's
like I
yeah,
said
like all
in
right, all
other
right.
interviews, right? You want to get, you want to be the best at something. So it's all right to have a little ego, okay? Because you want to have, well, let me rephrase that. You want to have a little chip on your shoulder, okay? And yeah, it is a hobby. It's a hobby, and that's what it is. But at the same time, anything I do in life in general, whether it's a hobby or whatever, okay, I want to be the best at it, right? That don't mean I've got an ego, because I'm daggum sure if somebody comes and asks me, I'm going to try to help. I'm not going to be, I'm going to turn my nose up like I think I'm better than them, But even though it's a hobby, you should have a certain work ethic with it too. You get what I mean? What I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be a work ethic. If you either you're all in or you're all out. In other words, because some people come to a show, or come to onto a show, and then they don't ever do anything. You don't cut a pro. Why did you join? You're wasting the owner's time. You're wasting the other people that's on the show's time, instead of trying to make this product better that you joined. Okay, and then they join the show, but they don't support the show. Why did you join if you're not going to support it? Like, for example, COH. It has about 70 people on the roster. 70 people. It should easily have 70 likes on YouTube every single time Travis puts a show out. I mean, it gets a good bit of likes, right? Some of those are my fans, all right? And some of them are people that were like, all right? And that bothers me. Okay. Why join something if you're going to do it half-assed or not going to do it at all? I mean, that's all I'm. I'm making a good point here. Think about it. Either you're all in or you're all out. That's all I'm saying with it. Otherwise, you're wasting the owner's time, and he's trying to put together a show to entertain you.
I mean, that perfectly makes sense, especially with all the work that the creators put in individually to get these shows established. I'm
not ranting too much here. I'm not trying to rant.
Oh, trust me. I'm gonna put it to you like this: the Monk Show has seen way worse than this in its previous incarnations. So right now, this is more or less the way it's going. Like, we're just trying to push on to the next level. Let's see what else could we get out of this. What else could come out of this? Everybody has grown into this, like, as you said, putting their all into it, because you do have a point there. It does make sense to do put your best foot forward all the time. Always challenge yourself too, and that's what makes it fun. That's why it's a lot of fun doing this, and especially when there's so many people doing the same thing. It is fun as hell. There's been countless nights, days in, day out, just trying to bring it back to the essence again. Just to the way that we wanted to do it when we first started. Kind of take you back to that feeling when you first got your core out, when you first saw the match, when you first saw the changes you had to make, the different styles and all of that other stuff. You have, as you said about the criticism part, that also holds true if it's gonna help, as long as it's helpful criticism and stuff of that nature. And then there's bad criticism. And
constructive criticism, then there's negative criticism. And
exactly, it's part of the nature of the business.
Doesn't help anybody. Negative criticism doesn't help anybody.
Exactly.
Constructive criticism does. And you take that constructive criticism and you roll with it, and you make your character better, and you make your show better, whatever. But the negative criticism doesn't. negative criticism, what I've learned, comes from the people that do have egos.
Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense there in its own interpretation and everything. It's kind of weird how Corin could have these situations involved when at the end of the day, as somebody I know would say, pretty much it's just a game. And sometimes it gets out, it gets a little, it has its moments. It does have moments here and there. It's just, they just try to keep things.
That's what I'm saying. I understand completely. It's just a game, okay, and it's just a hobby. But what I'm saying there is, if you're gonna do something, either get all in or get all out. Don't do something half-assed.
Yeah.
Right? That's all I'm saying. About that. I'm not saying quit completely or whatever. But if you're gonna do it, do it. If you're not, don't do it. I mean, cause it drags everybody down whenever you don't pull your weight and you don't help out. So.
Yeah, that makes sense though. That makes perfect sense. I mean, hey, that's what puts the fun into it, and you can see it through the shows. That's what makes it so great. Like I get a chance to pretty much on a weekly basis. I could pretty much watch Ring of Fire, Bushido Pro, BMH, UNW, XEW, FNL, HOH. All these different programs at a different time, and it makes it so high. ISA, GCW, it's so many. Like, that's what makes it so fun, because everybody's having fun doing it, and everybody's doing bigger and better each time. There's been a gradual increase of the product itself. Everything exponentially became bigger, and as long as you do put oil into it, which all of these shows, the ones you mentioned, the ones I just mentioned, and those that we haven't mentioned, because there's so many. It's just a matter like HLW, by the way, shout out to you. It's so many. So the more the merrier. I just don't understand why a whole lot of stuff get sometimes maybe misconstrued, out of proportion, unimaginably, unattainably discussable. That should never exist, but it does. And all right, fuck it, it does. Nothing, we try our best to stay out of it, but hey, shit happens. It's supposed to be fun at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's supposed to have fun and
it will be fun too.
And of course get better, because the more you do it, that's every day you do it. Every time you do this, you get better and better. Whether you realize it or not, whether you do realize it, you get better each time because you're doing it.
Exactly.
I know some people right now that's doing multiple, like more than one, like really pushing the limits. That's all in. Like it goes to show. Yeah. And there's different styles and variations. So the spectrum is covered, which is a wonderful thing. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, right now, we are now going to take you in about a few minutes, to the 10-man battle royal for the SPW X Division Championship, because we must have a winner. Stay tuned. Rick Blaze, Ray Gettys, Broken Monk says, we'll catch you in a few. We out. Be good tonight. Don't do nothing crazy. Unless you're crazy.